All right. Well, good morning and welcome back to another edition of the Bakersfield Business Partners podcast. My name is Duncan Harris. I'm the owner of Insurance Savings Group, and I'm the past president of Bakersfield Business Partners. And we're a BNI chapter in Bakersfield, California. We meet every week on Tuesday morning, and we're helping our members grow through referral, but also through education and relationship. So we wanted to start this podcast to highlight our membership, and we have Cathy Wolfe with us here today. Good morning, Cathy.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank
Good.
you.
It's a Friday.
It is TGIF.
I know. So, Cathy, just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do to kind of get us started.
Well, I am an independent Mary Kay beauty consultant. I've had my business for 22 years. And in the past, I have been a travel agent. I did that for 14 years. That was my first career. And then I became a banquet manager where I managed a large waterfront restaurant in Long Beach. And we predominantly did weddings and all different kinds of meetings. And that was a lot of fun. That's where I met my husband. And then when we moved up to Bakersfield, I started as a staffing manager. And after about 9 months, that terminated, and that is when Mary Kay came into my life, and I've worked my business for 22 and a half years.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Are you one of the reps who has maybe a longer tenure with Mary Kay, or how does that size up with the other reps in the company?
I would say there are quite a few people that do this, what we call personal use. They enjoy it for the benefits of purchasing wholesale. And then there are, we say, a reason, a season, a lifetime, and I'm a lifer. So some people come in for a reason. Some people are in it for a season to give it a try, see what they think, maybe help them through school as a part-time, flexible opportunity. And then there's people like me where my blood runs pink. And I've just really found a great opportunity for me to just flourish and use my creativity. And it's been a wonderful opportunity for me.
Well, good. Is that kind of what drew you in maybe at first, was maybe the kind of opportunity to be self-employed, own your own business? What was it about Mary Kay that brought you into the company?
Oh, wow. Well, I'm a career woman, and I had lost my job, and we had just bought our house, and my husband, just due to some circumstances also, was unemployed. So, and this was
man.
like, 4 months after we moved into our house.
Oh man, this is tough times.
Oh yes, it was very interesting, tough times. And you could look at it either fear or faith. And I think we chose to look at, having faith in that there were going to be better opportunities for us. And so when the Mary Kay opportunity was presented to me, I was a huge skeptic. I just thought it was too good to be true. What I was hearing, was it really true? Could it really be a career opportunity? And I looked at it deeper, learned more. And so it was from the career perspective that I chose to become a consultant, looking at it from a business perspective, as opposed to, I only used a couple of the products. Mm-hmm. And then I became familiar with the fabulous products that we use. But it was the career that drew me in first.
So tell us a little bit more about your products. It's more than just a few products. I mean, tell me everything if you can. Kind of summarize what you can offer.
Oh my gosh, we have 200 plus premium products. They range anywhere from skincare to spa products to perfumes. We also have a men's line and fabulous colognes. So our skincare, we have entry-level anti-aging, and then we also have more of an advanced anti-aging. We have a botanical line, which we say is more suited for our teenagers or people with very sensitive skin. We have an acne care line. So lots and lots of variety. I would say that our skincare is our foundation, if you will, not skincare foundation, but our foundation of what we offer.
Is that kind of what draws most people to Mary Kay, do you think, is like kind of the skincare element of it?
Oh, I would say yes, because it's what people use every day. And I always say, let's care for the skin God gave us, and people say, I don't wear cosmetics. Well, hey, what do you use for skincare? Because we want to start there. And then if somebody wants to enhance with colors or foundation or so forth, but let's definitely first take care of your skin. If it's more oily, let's combat that. If it's drier, let's hydrate that. If you're dealing with acne, let's work with that. so your skin is radiant for every day, and then it's beautiful for that special occasion, or just every day.
Tell me a little bit more about the company, about Mary Kay. That's probably a pretty cool story, I would think.
It is a very interesting story. Mary Kay, her business actually is called after her name. Some companies don't bear the name of the owner, but she had worked for another direct selling company for about 25 years and was always promised the bigger, better position. She was in training roles, and this was in the late 50s, early 60s. And she was training more men than women, and was promised a promotion. And when the last promotion was given to a gentleman, because he had a family to raise. Well, she also had 3 children to raise. She was single at that point in her life, and she decided to retire in her early to mid 40s. And she said, I have a dream company here on paper, or I'm going to journal. I'm just going to write and write and write. And then she realized, I have more than a book. I have a dream company. And that's when she realized that it needed to be something more predominantly for women. There are some men that come into Mary Kay, but it is, more of a feminine business, because we're dealing with skincare and cosmetics and so forth. And when she realized what she wanted to do and give and how she wanted to be, she presented her business plan to her lawyer and her banker, and they both turned her down and said, we're not going to back this. We're not going to back what you want to do and what you want to give to people. And she goes, well, if you don't want to do it, I'm going to do it on my own. And so she did, with $5,000, which in 1963 was her life savings, and her 20-year-old son, and 9 of her closest friends. That's how she opened her business. And she had bought the patent to a very, very thick emollient cream, which is still in our line 60 years later. And that was our first moisturizing cream.
Oh my gosh.
And now we're in about 36 countries worldwide, and a multi-billion-dollar company that is debt-free. I love this part of the story. When her grandson Ryan was 9 years old, she predicted, and she said to him, Ryan, one day you are going to head up my company. At 20 years old, Ryan started with the company, learned every position, worked in every role, and it always brings tears in my eyes. January 1st of this year, he took the helm of Mary Kay Cosmetics.
Oh, wow.
And we are so proud of Ryan. And he's 45, the same age that his grandmother was when she started this company. And so, yeah, it's a beautiful story, and he's doing an awesome job. And so at the corporate level, it's family owned and operated, and then each of us work independently. We're not employees of the company.
Well, what a cool story. So if women are out there looking for makeup, I imagine there's probably thousands of options. What sets Mary Kay apart? I mean, what makes you guys unique? And maybe you individually, like if someone's wanting to buy makeup, why would they call Cathy?
I think what makes us unique as independent consultants with Mary Kay is that we add value through an instructional opportunity. And so when we get together with people, we teach how to work with their skincare and how to apply their cosmetic products. And I didn't come into this knowing anything about that. So it's a skills-based business. We learn through tutorials on the computer. And there's a skincare tutorial. There's a color confident tutorial. There is a legalese, so we learn all about the legal aspects of our business. And then also clinical solutions, which is a new skincare line launched in the last several years for retinol. So we're taught how to work with those products and then how to guide people. So more, as you asked about the colors and so forth, we work with, say, if we're eyes, for example, there are so many different shapes of eyes. There's an almond eye, there's a deep set eye, there's a hooded eyelid, there's a close set and a far apart set eyes. And so you can use your cosmetics to create illusions to either bring them closer, to make them more set apart, to put a heavier eyelid back through the illusions that we create through our color cosmetics. Yeah.
Man, all this stuff ladies worry about that us men have no idea what's going on. That's really cool. It sounds very technical. It sounds like it's maybe a lot more nuanced than I had realized anyways.
Well, there's, I think, a lot more to it than people really realize.
I'm going to go home and look in the mirror and see if my eyes are too far apart. Do I need to do that?
No.
Is there a quick and easy way to tell?
Well, yes, you can take your fingers and where the corner of your eye meets,
Okay.
and if you take that same space and put it where your eye width is, if it's really close, then they're more close set. If it moves far apart, then they're further apart. And so some people are more conscientious of things like that, and so we can create, like I said, illusions to work with that.
Well, I mean, maybe it sounds superficial, but I think the reality is, first impressions are really important. And I think people gather a lot of information just by what they see, how you look. When you walk into a room, when you first meet someone, whether we like it or not, they're judging our appearance, So maybe all these things really add up and make a difference if we can kind of enhance our look, or our... just the mood we have, so.
One of the phrases I always love to use is when you feel good, you look good. When you look good, you feel good. So I think that does create a sense of confidence, and appearance does help us to feel better. And, if you're home not feeling good, then usually you're just laying around in your PJs and you feel frumpy. But if you just put on a little lipstick, as Mary Kay would say, and you just kind of, you start to feel better. And maybe not for a guy, but...
sometimes I put lipstick on.
Oh, you do?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that was a question when I was the speaker last week. What shade of lip gloss
I
Darren
know. Oh, my
wears?
gosh.
How funny.
Okay, so with Mary Kay, obviously you said your blood runs pink, right? Everyone kind of knows the Mary Kay pink, and it used to be like a Cadillac you would get. Is it still? Tell me a little bit about that, right? I know some of the representatives, they drive these Mary Kay cars, these pink cars. Tell me about that program, how you get it. Have you ever had that pink car? I mean, tell me how that program works.
Yes, we have a wonderful car program, and it is an earned position. Some people refer to it as winning a car, and we do need to, let them know that it's definitely not won, it's earned. And so there are 3 different car levels. There is the Grand Achiever, and a consultant can earn that, and so can a director. I earned my first Grand Achiever level in my 13th month, 13 months after I'd started. Wow. So I earned a red Grand Am. And it's a lease vehicle. So the company pays for the lease. They pay for the license tags, registration, a portion of the insurance. So that is really considered a level of our income. Because if you don't have a car payment, if you don't have all those other fees you're paying for, that adds money back into your pocket.
That's a great benefit. Yeah.
So it's a 2-year program, and at the end of those 2 years, you go into requalifications to earn your next car.
Got it.
So I've known many women in Mary Kay who've earned cars 2 years after 2 years after 2 years. And one friend of mine even figured it up. I think she'd saved $300,000 in her family through not needing to buy a car. So I chose to buy my car at the end of my 2 years. I didn't quite requalify, so I drove that cute little red Grand Am for about 18 years. But the next 3 times I took the cash option because we didn't need another car in our family with just my husband and myself. And so if you like your green Nova or whatever it is you're driving, you can take the cash and apply it toward whatever you want. And so then there's a director level car. Currently, the Grand Achiever is a Chevy Malibu, silver. And then the director level car is I want to say it's an Envoy. I shouldn't say unless I know for positive. It's more of a mid-size car. And then, of course, there is still the trophy on wheels, the pink Cadillac. And that is earned by larger units in Mary Kay. So a director who's working with more women who also want to have their businesses, and She's the leader and mentor, encourager, inspirer of a larger group of women she works with.
So what does it take to, start working with Mary Kay to become a consultant? What is that process like?
Well, one gets a starter kit. Typically, we meet people first in a skincare class or a facial opportunity, that kind of a thing. And we see where there might be an interest. We see where there might be a need. We see a sparkler. We see somebody who's ambitious, outgoing. And so, we look for certain qualities in people. And then we usually will share the opportunity in that appointment and just share what we do. Watch what I do today, Mary Kay would say. And if this piques any interest at all, let me know and we'll get together for a cup of coffee afterwards or something like that. And then we share with them, like my director did with me, all the perks and the ways that we have to make our money. And then they start out with a starter kit. There actually are two different opportunities now. The pandemic allowed us to offer an online opportunity. We call it an e-start. And so for $30, people can get a website and the ProPay system that allows them to take credit cards. And so that starts them out virtually online, and I've started doing lots of virtual appointments. I have a Zoom skincare party coming up next week, and then I do a lot of FaceTime, Facebook Live. I always say, if people aren't booking with me, I book things for people to come to. So at 5 o'clock last Friday, I did a 5 o'clock somewhere, popped on and showed how I clean my face at night right when I get home. That's a tip I pass on to people so that they're not doing it at 9 or 10 o'clock at night when they're tired.
Yeah.
Right when you get home at 5, wash your face and take off that makeup, and then you're more perky, more alive. And anyway, so and then there's a full starter kit. And the full starter kit comes with the $30 e-start, but then it also gives about $400 to $450 worth of product and mirrors and trays and samples and everything you would need to do your first skincare appointments. And then once you're a consultant, you also have access to all of the tools that our In Touch program offers to consultants. It's a plethora, just a wide variety of training. So we like to say that, and all the training is free. So there's training that comes in the starter kit. There's training I provide as a director, and then there's oodles of training that is online and available to consultants on our Mary Kay site.
All right. So how about this? What advice or what tips would you give to women or anyone who is, let's say, buying makeup and also applying makeup? Are there like certain basic concepts that they can use, when they're looking for makeup and then also using it, like things they should know, things, or maybe common mistakes you see people making? What are some tips you could share with us?
Well, I think one mistake might be that women in particular who wear foundation, if they're just going to a store, they don't have someone consulting them on the right color. So they're looking at all the different options and they don't know where to start. So that is something unique to Mary Kay, that we are consultants for our customers. And so right away when I got started, I worked with all skin tones. So I am fabulous at matching foundations for people from the most ivory to the most mahogany. And it's the tips we learn, the questions we ask that guide me to find that perfect match for them. It lets me know whether the person has more of a cool undertone. They would burn more easily. If they're going to burn to a tan, then that's more of an olive undertone. And then that's more of a neutral undertone. And then if they tan more easily, that's an olive undertone. And so then it guides me as to where to start with the ivories, beiges, bronzes, and get that perfect match for them.
So these are the questions you're asking people. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So really, people are maybe missing the very first step, which is picking out the right foundational color, just because they don't really know.
So
they don't think about all the details of their skin.
A lot of people, feel they have a line between like where their face, finishes and they don't want to take it down to their neck. And so you want to match the throat area. And then also with skincare, we ask questions, are you more oily? Are you more combination? Are you drier? Do you deal with acne? And so then we pick and choose which skincare they're going to use, or we can even create a package based on their needs, because each of the pieces are independent, and we can create a custom routine for them based on their needs. So you're more than just shopping in a store. You have your personal consultant comes with your purchase.
That's cool. So is there anything like new going on with Mary Kay? Like any new, I don't know, maybe breakthroughs or brand new products that are coming into the market?
Well, yes, a couple of years ago, during the pandemic, we launched a clinical solutions line. And another part of that clinical solutions, get tongue-tied there, is called dermacosmetics. It's where dermatology meets cosmetic beauty. And so these are products that are board certified by dermatologists, and our scientists worked to create this line. And it came out first with a pure retinol product. And that's a very advanced ingredient. And so we have a retinization process that introduces that line gradually into the skin.
Okay.
And so there needs to be instruction on that. And then since then, we have 4 boosters in that same line, that clinical solutions line.
What does retinol do to the skin or for the skin?
Retinol prevents and reverses the signs of aging, and it gives that youthful glow back to your skin.
How on earth does it do that?
Oh gosh, scientifically they figure that out.
This is something
for those of us that want to age gracefully,
Yeah.
it just gives that youthful glow to our skin.
And this is something you apply to your skin every day, at night?
You do it at night, and the retinization process is actually really just one pea-sized drop for the first and second weeks, then followed with a calming facial milk. Then weeks 3 and 4, you add another drop. And if you need that calming facial milk, you will experience maybe a little bit of tingling, maybe some peeling around the nose. Those are all normal. But if it's a rash flare up or anything like that, obviously your skin maybe can't handle pure retinol. But those other, little itchiness, little peeling at the nose area, those are normal for introducing pure retinol. Then by weeks 5 and 6, you go to 2 drops. Weeks 7 and 8, 3 drops. So you've gradually introduced this stronger ingredient to your skin. And then the end of the 8th week, you can do it as often you want, but always at night, because it's not supposed to be around sun.
Oh, got it.
It could create like sunspots, aging spots, that kind of a thing, splotchiness on your skin.
Yeah. So we've talked about a lot. What do you think the best part about your job is?
Oh, meeting the people and the lives I feel I have the opportunity to touch, supporting the community with a lot of different booth opportunities that I get all around town. People say, I see you everywhere. Well, because I like to be everywhere. I want to be that consultant people think about when they think of Mary Kay. And I had something in my mind that I was going to say, and it just slipped. Oh, I love the behind the scenes about Mary Kay. That I have a banner that I put up at all my booths, and it says, for a change that is more than cosmetic. And we support projects that people wouldn't even think about. An oyster program. I didn't even know there was an oyster program. You put oysters in the sea and it helps to clean the seawater. And we support that. Our manufacturing center is run on all renewable energy. And our compacts they're magnetic, so you don't have to throw them away. So that helps with, just the landfill problem.
Yeah.
And
no, it's really cool.
So we've planted 1 million trees, and we just really support a lot of, our foundation that supports the research of cancers that afflict women. And we also give thousands of dollars to shelters for the fight against domestic violence toward women and children. So all of those things, the behind the scenes, are things that really touch my heart.
Yeah. So, it sounds like you guys are really trying to be just fully integrated with the community and for women in all aspects. That's really neat. Well, that's really cool. Well, let's shift gears here just a little bit. So let's talk about B&I and Bakersfield Business Partners. How long have you been a member of our group? Do you know?
Well, I joined February of 2020, right before the pandemic
Oh my
hit.
gosh. Yeah. Wow.
But I actually am a charter member of BNI, my first group that I was in since 2004 when it first came to Bakersfield.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So how has BNI helped you grow and maybe helped your business grow?
I get a lot of business from BNI because I like to say in my group that I want to be the hallmark for people to remember special occasions. So I think that's a niche that I have, that I
Yeah.
offer, especially with a weekly group. And there's so many different occasions that come up during the year, from Valentine's Day to Mother's Day to Professional Administrative Day to Nurses Day, Teachers Day, Father's Day, and different holidays during Thanksgiving, Christmas, so forth. And so I like to come in with different packages that they might be able to give to special people in their lives. And so I think that's a niche that I have in our group, and I think it's a nice resource.
I think one thing that sets you apart is, you're obviously very knowledgeable about makeup and everything else, but really I think your talent is like gift giving. So, I've used you in the past for lots of different things. For all the women in my life, I've received gifts from you and from Mary Kay. And it never just comes as like, a couple boxes of lip gloss. It's always garnished and embellished in a beautiful basket with flowers, and it's always scented. And you're just very thoughtful about giving the gift of beauty, I guess. And I've always kind of admired that about you. Like, it's really something you do above and beyond, besides just selling makeup. It's way more than that.
Well, you create a brand with whatever your product is, whatever your business is. And I think that that sets me apart, and that might be part of my brand.
Yeah,
if you will.
I think it is 100%. Yeah. Well, good. Well, look, I just wanted to thank you for coming on, and we love having you in the group. You've been a great member for, I guess, 3.5 years now. So thank you. And anything else that I forgot that you want to mention before we kind of close out?
I think we've done a great job. If there were anything I was going to say, is that I've gone back on target toward working toward my next car. And so I learned this phrase from a previous director in Mary Kay in BNI, actually, and she called it a BHOG, big, hairy, audacious goal. So by June 30th, I am stating it right here. I'm working on achieving my next car in Mary Kay. So
Okay.
Yeah. And
So if someone wanted to reach out to you and get a hold of you, how would they do that?
they could do that through my website, and that's www.marykay.com/C-Wolfe, WOLFE 5.
Got it.
And that's where they can get more information.
All right. Well, Cathy, happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. And until next time, take care.
Well, thank you, Duncan.